I am reading a piece that I wrote in class. It's the first piece, and it's about our names, or my name. It's been said that our souls whisper our names to our parents before we enter this world. My soul whispered Nam Flu, Phoenix from the south, setting the intention for my journey of constant rebirth and rising from the ashes. I'm wrestling with death. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. My soul is on a journey, all right. A journey of suffering, healing, love, disappointments, triumphs, ideals, compassion, and beauty. My mother didn't really know the meaning of the name. She named me after the last empress of Vietnam. She hailed from my mother's village, Goi Cong, a Mekong Delta town, which had been formerly a part of French Indochina. The Empress died in September 1963. The Empress thing always baffled me, considering the abuse, trauma, and chaos I was finally born into. My odyssey began long before my physical birth into this world. My story begins with my mother. She was raised with no electricity or running water, one of 13 children, having only a 4th grade education, and was given a daily dose of verbal demoralization and beatings at the hands of her mother and father. She was married at the age of 16 and had my older brother and sister soon after. A few years later, her husband was imprisoned for fighting with the Americans. She was left alone to provide for her young children. As she struggled to take care of her family and earn enough money to buy tickets onto a boat out of the country, she somehow became pregnant with me, a story that she refuses to tell me to this day. But my soul knows I chose my mother and I chose my father. My first battle with death took place in her womb. My mother turned to Chinese herbal medicine to abort me. After 3 unsuccessful attempts, she finally realized that I was surely meant to be, having a great purpose in this life. It took my mother 3 attempts to finally escape Vietnam. The 3rd time was different. This time she had me. She begged an honest fisherman to show mercy upon a pregnant woman and her 2 young children. The trip was rough. The tiny boat was overcrowded with people piled up upon each other. And they quickly ran out of water and food. Starving, thirsty, seasick, my mother cried out to whatever God would save us. In the darkest hour, Kuan Yin, the Chinese goddess of mercy and compassion, appeared to her from the sky, descended, and touched her plump belly, assuring her that we would reach land by morning. Sure enough, as the darkness gave way to the breaking dawn, the boat hit a sandy beach in Malaysia. Kuan Yin, she has saved my life over and over. I carry her on my back now. She stands tall on a lotus, spanning most of the right side of my back, down my right cheek. It took 4 long hours to get my patron goddess forever imprinted on my body. It was worth every agonizing rip in my skin. We spent the next couple of months there in the Malaysian refugee camp before being transferred to the Philippines, where I arrived into this lifetime on September 30th, 1981. 30 days later, we made our way to America, sponsored by a Catholic church in Iowa. When we arrived onto this icy cold alien planet, the church baptized and named me Lucia, which means light, after St. Lucia. So here I am today. I am the whisper of my soul, a harmonious balance of Kuan Yin, Divine Mother, Bodhisattva, and St. Lucia, a woman who had the courage to stand up for truth in spite of torture and death, a purveyor of light that leads people through their own healing journeys. We are all whispers of our souls. We are all manifestations of unfolding grace.